Hey everybody, we are back, the Hurricane HQ, live with our official 8:30 a.m. tropical update for August 9th, 2020. And I'm sorry that I didn't make any recent videos in the last few days, but there really wasn't much to cover. There was a possible invest in the last few days, but I didn't think the chances of it developing were high enough, so I didn't bother making a video, but here we are now for our 8:30 a.m. tropical update. And make sure you subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss the next update. So today's news is tropical wave in the mid-Atlantic Ocean has a 20% chance of developing in the next 5 days, and the only reason I did make a video today on this is because there's a lot of areas in the Atlantic. It's very favorable. It depends where it goes, but a lot of areas in the Atlantic are favorable for development, and a lot of areas aren't. And I'm really not sure where it's going to head, but I'll get into that later into the video. And our comment of the day is no new comments again. Everybody, I need you guys to comment down below so you could be featured on the videos. And also, today's comment, what you can write is, do you think this system will become a tropical depression or storm, or even a hurricane? Write that down below. So here is the Hurricane HQ forecast, sorry about that. And this is what we used all the forecasts and all the data we could get. And we're most likely going to see it either head from down here up the East Coast like the last Isaias did. And there's also ones that possibly head into the Gulf or even affecting the Bahamas and all these areas, kind of like Isaias. So most likely we're either going to see it head this direction, more south of the southeast, or straight up the East Coast, and either one would be likely. And here's our current Atlantic basin image, and I'm sorry the quality of it's not that good, but over here we can see this is our area of investigation, although I don't think it was officially considered an invest yet. Although it is considered a tropical wave, and we still have to watch it. So here's our area, and it actually, over the past few hours, it had gotten a bit more organized. So there is definitely the possibility for development. And here's our current infrared image, or satellite, whatever you like to call it, and you can kind of see a bit more of organization, I guess, as it moves. This is 12 hours time lapse, and I guess it does get a little bit more developed and more, not really developed, but more organized. You could start to see a slight bit of an eye around here, a slight, the very end, like right here you could see barely an eye, and as time goes by you could actually see a bit of an opening, and at the very second, like more like now, you can really start that, see right there? That is where you could see that eye start to build up. So, one more time, as you can see, right here is where that eye is. That's right now, and that is definitely an eye to me. So now we're going to take a look at the National Hurricane Center's forecast, the official forecast, and here is Disturbance 1, the tropical wave you've been watching, and it has a 20% chance in the next 48 hours and in the next 5 days, but I think this can dramatically increase over the next few days. And right now it says showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave located a few hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands are showing up some signs of organization. Environmental conditions could support some development of the system over the next couple of days while it moves westward at 15 miles per hour across the tropical eastern Atlantic. And this is as of 8 a.m. So this is the most recent update from National Hurricane Center. Now let's take a look at our windy forecast. And as you can see, there seems to be more than one eye for this storm, for this system. And we're seeing winds of around, I would say, 29 to 30 miles per hour, which is not yet tropical depression, but I would definitely consider this a decently strong storm. If this affects like the East Coast, then you might get some impacts. Just say it was infecting somewhere like that, and that's only if it remains this strength. It may strengthen or weaken. And here's our wind gust forecast. And wind gust we can see up to around 50 miles per hour in some areas, like 49 and 50. So we're getting up to 50 mile an hour wind gusts in this storm. Not that strong, but it's still something. And it's definitely a wind gust. And here's our satellite imagery. Here's our weather radar. This is actually not that good. Never mind. Here's our satellite imagery. And this is over the last 2 hours. And finally, this thing works. The last time we did a video like this, it did not work. So I'm very sorry about that. But you could see slight movement. And you start to see that eye builds up around here. Here's our infrared plus. And again, almost like an eye and some areas around here. So we'll definitely have to watch this storm as it continues in the Atlantic Ocean. And I think it is something worth watching over the next few days. And now we're going to take a look at any data that we have on this storm. Here's our maximum hurricane intensity. Haven't seen this map yet. I'm not totally sure what this is showing, but this is the maximum hurricane intensity. This is the central, and this is potential minimum central pressure in millibars. And you can just look at this graph here. And this is valid today for August 9th, 2020, and today is Sunday. And this is our tropical intensity index, where we will see the most areas for development, and are all around here. This is very high amounts, highly favorable. But once it gets past over here, it may weaken, but the entire area around here, if it starts tracking up the East Coast, it has a lot of warm waters to strengthen in. So I wouldn't say that the oceans are highly unfavorable, because there is a lot of areas favorable. It really depends where the storm does go, though. And I want to keep this video a bit short, but that is basically everything going on with our possible area. And now we're just going to take a look at the Eastern Pacific Ocean. And here we have Tropical Storm Eldia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and sorry if I'm not, but this is Tropical Storm Eldia. And as you can see, it's most likely going to become a Category 1 hurricane, with what they're predicting is maximum sustained winds around 85 miles per hour as it hits around this area around Tuesday to Monday night. It'll probably reach its peak strength, and by the time it gets to Friday, it will most likely begin weakening to a tropical storm, and most likely not going to see any impacts with this storm to anywhere, really, unless there are any small islands around here. I'm not sure if they're populated at all, but really no impacts to land, unless it may disrupt ships and shipping lines, but other than that, I can't think of many impacts. But here's our arrival times of winds, and you can see winds, most likely, see winds from all the way from Thursday 8 a.m. all the way at the end here. And this is for tropical storm force winds. And I'm sure you can read this, but here is also our hurricane force, I believe. Alright, it looks like they don't have hurricane force out yet. But here's our wind speed probabilities, and very high chance for tropical storm force winds around here. So we'll definitely have to watch this very closely. I can't exactly say what this shows because this thing always changes. This really only shows the probability of tropical storm force winds, but anything over 50 is very likely. And here's our hurricane wind speed probabilities, and they're quite low, but we have up to like a 30-40 chance, 40% of hurricane force winds. And 50 knot wind speed, a little higher, around 50%, 40 to 50. And that's kind of decent, so we could possibly see 50 knot winds around here. So we'll definitely have to watch this system. Although most impacts are probably not likely. And now we're going to head back to our Atlantic basin. And one look at Central Pacific. There's no tropical cyclone activity expected. Although the Atlantic, again, if anyone's watching this live, we have this disturbance. Disturbance 1 is what they're calling it right now, and has a 20% chance of developing. And if this does develop, then it will most likely become Tropical Storm Josephine, I believe is the next name. But that is only if it does develop. And again, this is our tropical wave predictions. And most likely it'll take either one of these paths, although these paths, don't use this, use official info to really see where it's going to head, but this is just to help you understand the official models. And if you're thinking, oh, well, if I live in Puerto Rico, I'm safe because it'll take either of these tracks. No, it will range out of these tracks. This is just where it most likely will head, either one of these general directions. And here's our average forecast tracks for August from the National Hurricane Center. And most likely around here, and more likely all either up the East Coast or into the Gulf, kind of like what my model showed. And one other track that actually takes it right through Florida. So Florida, you have a decent risk for getting hit by these storms. And we'll have to watch the entire East Coast, the Gulf, and even Florida for the tropical system to be affecting. Well, thank you everybody for watching this video. Please subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss the next update ever again. And make sure you comment below, do you think this system will become a named storm or even a hurricane? Comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.